Hey everyone, I'm Gary Delisiums. Welcome back to another new CD update video. This is part 36. Now before we get in this video, if you haven't already, do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button, like this video, support my channel. So this video is it's very heavy, no pun intended. A lot of heavy stuff in here, a lot of hard rock and metal, kind of separated a little bit. I got in some stuff that's not really that heavy. Some of my favorite stuff to start with. This also coming here with a Sam Adams Holiday White Ale. Good beer if you haven't tried it yet. Alright, so let's get right into it. First up, we got this live Grateful Dead album. This is from June 10th of 1973 at RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. 4-disc set. What really stood out to this from me is disc 4 is a set with Dickie Betts and Butch Trucks, which of course were from the Allman Brothers Band. So that's one of the main reasons I was like, oh, I'm going to get that. I'm going to listen to that. Sorry, I got some new concert tees over there that I didn't put away yet. Next up, I did cave in and I got these. These are the newly remastered The Beatles, the Red Album, 1962 to 1966. I believe this has something like 11 or 12 extra tracks on here that weren't originally released on the vinyl and the CD remaster. These are also a new remaster track, so I figured I'd pick them up, see how they sound, and of course, here's the Blue Album of 1967 to 1970. And this has, I believe, 9 extra tracks, one of them being the newest track that the Beatles released. I don't really like saying the Beatles released it because it is a John Lennon solo song called Now and Then. Paul and Ringo play on it along with a track from George. Apparently they were working on this before George passed. Definitely sounds like a John Lennon solo song, not a Beatles song, even though they play on it. I mean, all 4 members together do make up the Beatles, but I feel like it's more of a posthumous John Lennon song featuring Paul, George, and Ringo. Alright, since it is December and we're getting to see into the spirit, the season, I'm not big on Christmas music, I'm going to admit that. But once in a while, I like to throw something on. The classics. And I found these 3. This is the Christmas song by Nat King Cole. I have this on vinyl, don't have it on CD. I saw this for a decent price, so I figured I'd pick it up. And then we have this, I'm a huge Elvis fan. Elvis, this is called Christmas with Elvis and the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. So it's basically just Elvis's Christmas songs with the orchestra behind them. I did listen to this so far, pretty good. And then the last one I grabbed, this is the Carpenter's Christmas Portrait. Excuse me. All right, now we're going to get into the heavier stuff. First up, we got Bruce Dickinson's solo album, Tyranny of Souls. I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure this is his last solo album that was released in 2004. Up until his new solo album is on its way out now. I had this when it came out. This is remastered. This is in British remaster from the United Kingdom. And this was cool. This was $2, so I picked it up. Alice Cooper, It's Me. It's a single from the 1994 album Last Temptation. It is 3 tracks. The other 2 tracks are a live version of Poison and a live version of Sick Things. So I thought that was cool to pick up. For some reason, I didn't have this. I thought I did. For Victory from Bolt Thrower. Of course, Bolt Thrower, the great death metal band out of England. And a lot of these were just like $2, which is why I got them. 9 Inch Nails, Things Falling Apart. This is a remix album of songs from the Fragile double CD. This is single CD, but it's from the Fragile double album. I'm not a big fan of their remix albums. The only one I really liked was, I think, Further Down the Spiral. And then here is Year Zero remix. This has a DVD with it, which I didn't pop in yet. So I'm curious to see what's on the DVD. This is one I've been looking for quite some time. Not a heavy album. But basically an artist that I've collected and I haven't gotten or came across his early albums. So this is one I was happy to find. Nothing Matters and What If It Did. John Cougar. Of course, John Cougar Mellencamp, John Mellencamp, whatever you want to call him. I basically just call him John Cougar Mellencamp. And a question for you guys. I was wondering this. So, for those that catalog their albums in alphabetical order, would you put this under C for Cougar or M for Mellencamp? And do you put all John Mellencamp stuff together under C or M? Or do you separate it, the Cougar years, the Mellencamp years? Another one for 9 Inch Nails. This is With Teeth. I obviously own this already, but this was a dual disc for $2. I don't know if you guys remember these dual disc. I want to say they're around 2005, 2006, that time. A lot of bands were doing it. It's basically, hence the name dual disc. There's something on each side. Not the best for a CD because it can scratch it. So the DVD, usually the DVDs that come with this stuff is about like a 20-minute documentary or like a live video or something like that. I don't remember what this one is. I didn't watch it yet. I remember when it came out, I didn't buy it as a dual disc, so I don't remember what it is, but I gotta throw it on. And then we have Clayman from In Flames. One of my favorite albums from In Flames. I, for some reason, don't have this. I know I had it at one point, but glad to have this again. And to add to my Trouble collection, this is Manic Frustration. I believe this is from 92. This is a Japanese release, yeah, from 1992. So with these Japanese releases, what I do is this little Japan sleeve that comes around the spine of the album. I keep them. I don't throw them out. I just kind of tuck them in the booklet. That's what I do with all my Japanese pressing CDs. Look a little fat there with my zipper hoodie sticking out there. Then we got Neurosis through Silver and Blood, one of their more popular albums, one of their best albums. We have Motorhead, England 78. This is a remastered on Cleopatra Records from 2015. And this I finally picked up. I'm looking for this. School's Out by Alice Cooper. This is the newly remastered 2 CD edition that came out this year. It's the original album remastered, and then disc 2 actually has a 10-track live concert from May 27th, 1972 in Miami, Florida, along with 4 extra songs, which are single version of School's Out and Gutter Cat, an alternate version of Alma Mater, and an early take of Elect It, which obviously would end up on $1 Billion Babies. Now, I was never a big fan of School's Out. No matter how many times I listen to it, I feel like it's a tough listen to get all the way through. Obviously, the title track's amazing and a huge hit for Alice Cooper. I just feel like it's kind of a dud, especially the time it came out. I mean, you had Love It to Death, Killer, which are 2 of my favorite Alice Cooper albums, and you had this come out, followed by $1 Billion Babies. So this was kind of like I don't know, it's kind of odd that it came out and it's not that good of an album compared to everything else that came around it. Next up, God Dethroned, Bloody Blasphemy. God Dethroned's one of those bands that I feel like you kind of categorize them as extreme metal because it's a mix of, I wouldn't say death metal, black metal, thrash metal. Just the really good stuff there. And this is probably their best album, in my opinion. And sticking to death metal, we got Mortuary with Eradicate. This is a 1999 release. Got this for a good price. It was brand new, like $8. And then another one of my, I feel like one of the greatest death metal bands to come out this century, Power Trip. Fortunately, Riley Gale, the vocalist, passed away, so rest in peace to him. This is a 2013 release. Obviously, Nightmare Logic, stone cold classic. Quickly, for me, became one of the greatest death metal albums of all time. And then Children of Bodom, Something Wild. Don't quote me on this. I'm almost 100% positive this is their debut album. This is remastered. Remastered in 2008. I believe it was originally released in 97. But Alexi Laiho, great musician, unfortunately passed away about it's probably about 3 or 4 years ago coming up. I know it was around like January or December when he passed. I'm going to say January. I remember like it was just like a new year, and he was like one of the first deaths. And then we have Arch Enemy. This is their this is Wages of Sin. This is the first album they released with Angela. Remaster Digipack. Obviously, I don't like Digipacks, but cool remaster. Another landmark death metal band and album, Atheist with Unquestionable Presence. This is remastered on Nuclear Blast Records, and it actually features some pre-production demos along with demos from 1990. Cool album art there also. Make sure this stuff doesn't fall over. Okay. Next we have Wasp Live and the Raw. Just trying to say Wasp and Live at the same time. Again, Madfish Records remaster Digipack. Basically Wasp in their prime. Live album there. This one was excited to find. There's actually two in here by this band I was very excited to find. Two that I've been looking for that I haven't found yet. Deep Purple. This is the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. First album released with Ian Gillan on vocals, Roger Glover on bass. This is their Mark II debut. Two disc set. Disc one is three live tracks with an intro. Hush, Ring That Neck, and Shout in Time. The second disc is a basically 4-part orchestration by written by John Lord. This, I believe I have already, but if I do, I cannot find it. Woodstock 99 compilation. 2-disc set. You know, the red and the blue album. Something cool to throw in. I'm not a big fan of compilation. I don't like seeing or hearing a lot of different artists on one CD. But it's kind of cool because you get you know, Blind from Korn live. Buck Cherry Lit Up live, which is, this version's really, really cool. You get Rage Against the Machine, Metallica, Megadeth. Then you get some other stuff on here, like Alanis Morissette, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Everclear, Everlast, Dave Matthews Band, Elvis Costello, The Roots. Cool thing here, especially nowadays, that this Woodstock 99 is kind of become something of legend with the documentary they released on Netflix and all the talking about that. And next up is, this is Necrophagist with Epitaph. Another classic death metal band released on Relapse Records. And here we have Ministry with The Last Sucker. We got a cover there that, you know, lenticular cover, that was the word I was looking for, featuring Rhino George Bush. This album I've never listened to. Another one I found for $2. So a lot of these CDs were $2, 3 for $5. That's why I grabbed them. This one I was excited to find, Wasp Eldorado. Not one of their greatest albums, but it's very rare to find. This is a 1999 release. Obviously, in 99, not many people were listening to Wasp. This album didn't really sell that well. It's more for hardcore fans and collectors. And this is the other CD I was very excited to find by Deep Purple, Bananas. One of the albums I do not have by Deep Purple. I believe I'm missing maybe just one or two now to complete my Deep Purple discography. Terrible cover. I don't get it. Overall, the album is okay. Not the best. Featuring Steve Morse on guitar. Yeah, and Don Airey on keyboards. And then here we have Gorguts from Wisdom to Hate. Sorry, there's a lot of glare on there. It's like a face of like an old man, even like a mummy. And the last one we have here is one of my, I feel like a very underrated death metal band. They're, I feel like it's a well-known name in the death metal, or the metalhead community, I should say. Cataclysm, Meditations. I really like Cataclysm. They're a very good band. Love the vocals. And this comes with a bonus DVD called A Moment in Time, which is basically I think it's a documentary with some live stuff on there also. Didn't watch this either, so I do have a lot of DVDs here that I need to get into. All right, everyone. So that is my most recent CD haul video, part 36. Again, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And for those of you that haven't, please hit that subscribe button to help support my channel so I can make more videos like this. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.